colorful wings, beautiful body, impressive look. Butterflies. Hello and welcome to Z. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Butterfly. Moths and butterflies are both classified as members of the order Lepidoptera, which is comprised of the clade Rhopalocera of the Macrolepidopteran suborder Lepidoptera. Adult butterflies are easily recognizable by their huge, often vividly colored wings and their distinctive, fluttering flight. The group includes the huge superfamily known as Papilionoidea, which is composed of at least one former group known as the skippers, formerly known as the superfamily Hesperioidea, and the most current research suggests that it also includes the moth butterflies, formerly the superfamily Heteloidea. The Paleocene period, approximately 56 million years ago, is when butterfly fossils were first discovered. Butterflies, like most other insects, go through a complete metamorphosis during the course of their life cycle, which consists of 4 stages. Adults with wings deposit their eggs on the host plant, which will later be fed upon by the caterpillars that develop from those eggs. When they have reached their full potential, the caterpillars enter a chrysalis and undergo the metamorphosis that leads to adulthood. After the completion of metamorphosis, the pupal skin will split open, the adult insect will climb out of the opening, and then it will take flight once its wings have fully expanded and dried. While some butterflies, particularly those that live in warmer climates, produce many generations in a single year, others only produce a single generation, and a select few butterflies that live in colder climates may require several years to complete their whole life cycle. Many kinds of butterflies are polymorphic, and in order to avoid being eaten by predators, many of these insects employ aposematism, camouflage, and imitation. The monarch butterfly and the painted lady butterfly are 2 examples of species that migrate large distances. There are a variety of species that prey upon butterflies, including wasps, protozoans, flies, and other invertebrates. In addition, many butterflies are attacked by parasites or parasitoids, such as these. Some species are considered to be pests due to the fact that their larval stages are capable of causing damage to domestic crops or trees, while other species are essential to the successful pollination of certain plant species. Some butterfly larvae, such as harvesters, feed on dangerous insects. Other butterfly larvae prey on ants, while others exist in symbiotic or mutualistic relationships with ants. In our culture, butterflies have become a widely used theme, particularly in the artistic and literary industries. According to a statement made by the Smithsonian Institution, butterflies are probably one of the most charming species in nature. Butterfly life cycle. Both the butterfly and the moth go through a transformation that is known as metamorphosis. This is a Greek term that can signify either a change in appearance or a change in form. Insects often go through one of 2 distinct stages of metamorphosis. Incomplete metamorphosis occurs in grasshoppers, crickets, dragonflies, and cockroaches, among other insects. The immature stage, known as a nymph, typically resembles the adult stage, but is smaller and lacks wings. The metamorphosis process is finished in the case of butterflies, moths, beetles, flies, and bees. Adults and their offspring, which are referred to as larvae rather than nymphs, are 2 quite distinct entities. In addition to that, it consumes a wide variety of foods on a regular basis. Egg, larva, pupa, and adulthood are the 4 stages that comprise the metamorphosis of butterflies and moths, respectively. Egg. The female butterfly that has reached adulthood will lay her eggs on host plants. After they hatch, the caterpillars will need food, therefore these plants will provide it for them. The laying of eggs can occur in the spring, summer, or fall. This varies from butterfly species to butterfly species. In order to ensure the survival of at least some of their offspring, females lay a large number of eggs all at once. Eggs laid by butterflies can be rather tiny. The stage of the caterpillar when it is eating. The larval stage follows the egg stage. If the insect in question is a butterfly or a moth, then this stage of development is also known as the caterpillar stage. Eating, and more eating is what a caterpillar does for a living. The skin of the caterpillar will break and then be shed approximately 4 or 5 times as it grows. The nutrients from the food consumed at this period will be needed in later life. During this stage, caterpillars can grow to be 100 times their original size. For instance, the egg of a monarch butterfly is as small as a pinhead, and the caterpillar that emerges from such a minuscule egg is not much bigger than the egg itself. However, within a few weeks it will reach a length of up to 2 inches. Pupa, the stage between larvae and adulthood. After the caterpillar has reached its maximum size and has stopped eating, it will transform into a pupa. A chrysalis is another name for the pupa that butterflies produce. Pupae can be found hanging from the underside of a branch, concealed in the underside of leaves, or buried in the ground, depending on the species. The immature stage of many species of moth is encased in a cocoon made of silk. This phase may last a few weeks, an entire month, or even longer in some cases. There are certain animals that spend 2 years in the pupal stage before emerging as adults. Although it may appear that nothing is happening, significant shifts are actually taking place on the inside. Certain cells, which were already present in the larva, are now quickly dividing and multiplying. They are going to develop into the butterfly's legs, wings, eyes, and other body parts when it matures. The energy needs of these developing adult cells will be met by a significant number of the original larval cells. Adult stage corresponding to reproduction. The stage of development that most people envision when they think about butterflies is the adult stage. They have a very distinct appearance compared to the larvae. The caterpillar is characterized by its little legs and antennae, as well as its few relatively small eyes. Adults are characterized by having lengthy legs and antennae in addition to complex eyes. They are able to fly thanks to the huge and colorful wings they possess. The one thing that they are unable to do is mature. Consuming food was the caterpillar's primary function. The adult's duties consist of reproducing and laying eggs. Adult butterflies of some species acquire their energy from the nectar that they drink from flowers, whereas adults of many other species do not feed at all. The ability to fly is quite useful. The adult female is able to swiftly fly from one location to another in order to locate the ideal plant on which to lay her eggs. This is significant since caterpillars have a limited range of motion. The majority of adult butterflies only live for a week or 2, however several species hibernate through the winter and can live for several months as a result. Numbers of species. Butterflies are the insects that are most easily recognizable to humans. This is likely due to the fact that they frequently feed on flowers. There are over 17,500 different species of butterflies in the globe, and the United States is home to approximately 750 of those species. Qualities that set it apart from others. There is just one category of insects that have scales covering their wings, and that group is butterflies and moths. However, certain butterfly species have fewer scales than others. They are able to wind up their proboscis, which is another way in which they differentiate themselves from other insects. Immatures. The immature stages of butterflies and moths are collectively referred to as caterpillars at this point. They are typically fairly easy to recognize, and in certain circumstances, they could even be easier to recognize than the grown-ups. The caterpillar's skin may be lost as many as 4 times while it is maturing, and each molt will typically result in a different pattern of coloring and overall appearance for the caterpillar. They consume an incredible amount of plant matter in order to convert it into the tissues that are necessary for the metamorphosis process. Which types of butterflies are dangerous to humans? There are no toxic butterflies, however there is an African moth whose caterpillars have secretions that are extremely dangerous. These caterpillars can kill large animals and even people. Bushmen have been known to utilize the entrails of the ingwa or kaa caterpillar, depending on the species, to poison the points of their arrows. An antelope can be put to death in a relatively short amount of time if it is shot with one of these arrows. Other butterflies, the caterpillars of which feed on poisonous plants such as milkweeds, pipe vines, and passion vines, have an unpleasant taste that can drive birds that consume them to throw up or spit them out, leading the birds to never attempt another butterfly again. 10 interesting facts regarding butterflies. 1. Butterflies can be as small as 1/8 of an inch or as large as nearly 12 inches in length. 2. Butterflies have color vision and can see the colors red, green, and yellow. 3. A butterfly may reach a maximum flight speed of 12 miles per hour. Moths are capable of speeds of up to 25 miles per hour in flight. 4. If the temperature of the butterfly's body is lower than 86 degrees, it will be unable to fly. Egyptian frescoes at Thebes, which date back 3,500 years, feature depictions of butterflies in a number of different forms. 5. Antarctica is the only continent on which no specimens of Lepidoptera have ever been discovered. 6. There are around 24,000 different species of butterflies in the world. Even more numerous than the butterflies are the moths. There are around 140,000 different species of moths across the planet. 7. The lifespan of an adult brimstone butterfly, Gonepteryx rhamni, is between 9 and 10 months, making it the longest lived of all the adult butterflies. 8. Because they do not have mouths when they are adults, certain species of moths never consume any food. They have to subsist off of the food they accumulated when they were caterpillars. 9. Many species of butterflies are able to use their feet to taste the leaf they are sitting on in order to determine whether or not it is a suitable place to lay their eggs and provide nourishment for their larvae. 10. Many species of insects are capable of carrying loads that are 50 times their own body weight. This is analogous to a single adult person carrying 2 huge cars full of people at once. This is all for now. Thank you for being with us.